on it from the time, start running, going downfield, and you're looking back. And I followed it the whole way down, and I caught it.
And it was over the head and into the hand. It was the impossible catch.
Noble Goss's catch against Texas A&M in 1940 that was called the impossible catch is a picture that hangs in all of the halls of Texas memorabilia.
I can't even remember how old I was when I first found out that Dad was famous for a second play, one that he didn't make, one that if he'd caught would have propelled the team to the Rose Bowl.
We were the #1 team in the nation for a number of weeks, and undefeated. Just everything you'd need in a good football team. We almost got there, but I didn't make the big play.
The great catch that he made against A&M in 1940 is such a part of Texas history. And the play in the Baylor game of 1941 was one play out of 50 or 60 that happened, and that's just the one he remembers.
Not a day go by I don't think about that. You know what it meant to us as a team. But in the catch it, I don't know. Just missed the ball.
I just don't think that he will probably ever get over that time that he let his teammates down.
And I've said to him so many times, Noble, people didn't think about you're dropping that pass. You made it one of the greatest catches in football history. But he never did let it soak through.
That cost us a national championship. No question about that. And that's what hurts so bad,
I think the time that he carried the team on his back to a victory with an impossible catch, it didn't mean anything to him. It was just a win for the team. But I think the drop was his drop that cost his team a trip to the Rose Bowl.
He agonizes over the fact that he dropped the pass. We've tried to talk him out of it, but he won't buy it.
It was just an opportunity that he had once in a lifetime, but it just wasn't meant to be.
And Noble, we hope you're watching today because there's about 100 or so Longhorns who want to make you forget that one miscatch and remember the great one you made. Now, one of the great things about coming to the Rose Bowl isn't just because you come to Southern California, but you get to see Mickey and Minnie and everyone else at Disneyland. Kickoff is coming up. Former Michigan coach Bo Schembechler on hand to cheer on his Wolverines. When you talk about the great names in college football, few are bigger than Schembechler, Darrell Royal, rather, of Texas, and our very own Keith Jackson. The three sat down for a chat.
How come you guys never played each other?
Geez, I don't know. Let's put it this way, I had enough problems. I'm not going down there to hunt up Darrell.
Oh, man, Tufts don't look up Tufts. If you're going to get in a scrap, don't get in a scrap with a tough guy.
Yeah. If you were to walk up in these two locker rooms before you go out and play the game, particularly this game, do you have any feel of what you might say to them?
I'd emphasize the fact that we always pride ourselves in being one of the great football schools in the nation, and now we have a chance to play one that's equally as great. Never played them before. We're going to make history out here. And so this game is going to be vitally important because we don't know if we will ever play again. You really don't know. So we got to make the best of it.
we're going to have 11 fights in every game. We got to win 6 of them. If we win 6 of them, if we have 6 of our 11 play better every down than the guy that's playing his equal position, we'll win the ball game.
The biggest win? The biggest win for each of you. What was your biggest win?
1969, no question about it. Yeah. It was Woody's best team. He had just gone through 2 years undefeated coming into the last game, and we got him in Ann Arbor and beat him.
The biggest game of my career is when Bo beat Ohio State.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, but you know
that vaulted us into #1. We'd have never finished. Bo, I've always said that we didn't win the national championship. Michigan did when they beat Ohio State.
But you know the interesting thing, when we came to the Rose Bowl and I had the heart attack here, and I'm sitting in the I'm in the hospital here, and Darrell had won the national championship. He'd done everything, and so you know everybody would think that he would be the coach of the year. They elected me coach of the year. I'm sure it was a sympathy vote. And Darrell was down there with a national championship.
Well, that's a conversation that could have gone on for a month with those two guys, Bo Schembechler and Darrell Royal. Now, the Michigan Band. Jamie L. Nix directing our national anthem. B-2 from Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri, passing over the Rose Bowl. The pilot, Lieutenant Colonel Newt Tibbetts, mission commander, Captain Evo Kinish. B-2 stealth bomber, symbol of these times, isn't it? The Michigan Wolverines, first team ever invited to participate in a Tournament of Roses game, fielding Yost's point-a-minute fellows pounded Stanford 49-0. And the committee went looking for other entertainment, trying chariot racing and ostrich racing. But dust and crinoline don't go together very well, so they went back to football in 1916. Michigan, however, didn't come back until 1948, when they played Southern California and beat the Trojans, 49-0. And today will be the 19th game in the Rose Bowl for the Michigan Wolverines, playing the Texas Longhorns. And the matchup in this 91st Rose Bowl game presented by Citi is a first. The first time Texas has ever played here. The first meeting ever between Texas and the Michigan Wolverines. Two universities and college football programs that have been cornerstones in the game. In all-time wins, Michigan leads. Texas tied at third with Nebraska. Cool-colored shirts are the dark blue. Right now, here's the pall of smoke, and here come the Texas Longhorns into the Rose Bowl for the very first time in 112 years of college football. The Longhorns 10-1, runners-up in the Big 12 Conference. Coach Mack Brown 7th year at UT, 69-19, and he just agreed to a 10-year contract for $25 million. And here is Todd Harris with the coach.
All right, Happy New Year to you, Keith and Dan, and Coach, Happy New Year to you. I know this game has meant a lot to you growing up watching it. What does it mean to you and the Longhorns to be here now?
Todd, it's great to get here, but when you're at Michigan or Texas, you need to win the game. So it's a fun day. Happy New Year, everybody, but what a great game.
Good luck to you. Hook 'em horn.
Thanks, Todd.
And here are the Michigan Wolverines, co-champions of the Big Ten Conference, 9-2, their 19th Rose Bowl game. Coach Lloyd Carr has been to 15 of those games, 3 as the head coach of the Wolverines, the others as a member of the Michigan coaching staff. Now here is Todd with Coach Lloyd Carr.
Coach, Happy New Year to you. Do you feel an advantage that you've been here before, especially as early as last year?
Well, I think any time you've been somewhere before, it helps, but I think it all comes down to how we play today. Happy New Year to you, Todd.
Congratulations to you. Go Blue.
Thank you.
Keith, up to you.
All right, we're all set for the 91st playing of the Rose Bowl game presented by Citi, coming up after this.
Now, here are the FedEx Air Stats for today's matchup. And here are the FedEx Ground Stats.
Now Mickey is to toss the coin. It is
Referee Dennis Hennigan ready for the flip of the coin.
And Texas on the other. Mickey will toss the coin, let it fall to the ground, and whichever team comes up, they will win the toss. Okay, Mickey? Texas has won the toss. You have your choice now at the start of the second half. You're going to defer. Texas has won the toss. They will defer until the second half. You want the ball? Michigan, what goal do you want to defend? You want to kick this way? You fellas put your backs to this goal. Michigan will be receiving. Texas will be kicking off. Good luck, fellas.
Referee Dennis Hennigan heading a Big East Conference crew who will work today's ball game. The Rose Bowl flashback now, presented by Citi. It has to do with weather. The last time there was meaningful rain here on the Rose Parade in the Rose Bowl game was 1955 when Woody Hayes made his first trip to the Rose Bowl with his Ohio State Buckeyes as national champions. Their opponent, Southern California. They scored in spectacular style on an 88-yard punt return by Aramis Dandoy, but the Buckeye quarterback Dave Leggett led his team through the rain and the mud to a 20-7 victory. That was 50 years ago, the last time it rained on the Rose Bowl. Well, we've had hard rain here in Southern California over the last few days. Yesterday was brilliantly clear. Today it is cloudy, but it is dry, and it was dry this morning for the parade. And now it's time to play some football. And Dan, do you reckon there's a little cottonmouth out there?
Well, I know there is, Keith. This is such a great scene with half the stadium in burnt orange, the other in blue and maize, and the Longhorns electing to kick off to Michigan to put the great defense and especially Derek Johnson on the field.
The Michigan Wolverines will get the football first as the white-shirted Texas Longhorns will kick off. It'll be Richmond McGee, a junior out of Garland, kicking. Receiving for Michigan, Steve Preston, number 15. Grant Mason, number 13. Preston is a wide receiver, and he is a flyer. So here we go with Rose Bowl number 91. An historic moment. The first game ever between Michigan and Texas. Preston breaking to the outside, and they track him down from behind. And I'll tell you what, that's a tight end that can run that made that tackle on him. Number 88 got a hold of him and pulled him down by the shirt tail. Otherwise, Preston would score. Stevie Stigall making the tackle. But it is a big return, and the Michigan Wolverines start with very good field position from their own 48-yard line.